gaining traction, disadvantaging a large number of informal businesses genuinely run by women. Academia-led women's programs acknowledge this gap, noting that while many businesses are women-owned only on paper, they still encounter similar challenges in financing and networking. However, these businesses are reducing opportunities for the marginalized groups they claim to represent. As a solution, there is now a push for incubator programs targeting select businesses to help bridge the gap. Take a look.
So then the entrepreneurs will...
Women own over 60% of informal businesses, and that number reduces drastically as those businesses continue to grow. This now locks out the marginalized groups from accessing financing, especially from formal institutions.
One of the things that we have found is that a lot of enterprises, and especially again when we looked at the study we did on AGPO, there were a lot of enterprises that were registered as women-owned enterprises, but the women were, the extent of their ownership was on the registration certificate, but they never did anything. They did not run the businesses, they did not make decisions in those enterprises. That is very true. But for every enterprise we found that to be true, we also found others where the women are actually leading and owning. Yeah? So it is not homogeneous. Like I've said, it is not homogeneous.
Programs usually established to provide grants for such businesses are also being hogged by what seems like businesses led by women on paper, but that are realistically run by the opposite gender. Members of academia are now veering towards entrepreneur incubator programs that build up fempreneurs from the ground up, providing for a more organic growth trajectory.
Businesses, is it only women or men also want to have micro businesses? So it is not necessarily most women enterprises. Yeah, there are women enterprises that want to grow, but you do find more women than men saying I would prefer to remain small. Yeah, and it's a cyclical conversation. So does a woman want to remain small because she has too many other things to do, and therefore she'll not be able to run a large enterprise? That could be one aspect to it.
This comes in the wake of elevated efforts to promote businesses led and owned by marginalized groups who may not be collateral attractive to banks.
So we're expecting that these entrepreneurs or these enterprises will be able to identify, will be able to actually measure that there's increased trade, there's increased investment.
They said this ahead of the 12th annual SME Conference and Expo slated to run later this month. Hibak Said for TV 47.
Kenya will be